The training exercise was supposed to be routine. 3 cocky cadets from the elite military academy had been assigned to test the security protocols at the veterans' home, playing the role of hostile intruders. They'd been briefed that morning, given rubber weapons, and told to challenge the residents as part of a new emergency preparedness program. What they hadn't been told was that room 217 housed Colonel James McAllister, a name that would have meant everything to their instructors but nothing to them. Before we continue, tell me in the comments, which country are you watching from right now? I love connecting with viewers from around the world. And if this story touches your heart, stay until the very end, because what happens next will completely change how you see true courage. The cadets burst through the door at dawn, their rubber guns raised, voices sharp with manufactured authority. The old man in the wheelchair didn't flinch. He sat by the window, watching the sunrise paint the sky in shades of amber and gold, his weathered hands folded calmly in his lap. He was 78 years old, with silver hair and eyes that held depths the young men couldn't begin to fathom. The lead cadet, a kid named Preston who'd never seen real combat, pressed the rubber barrel against the colonel's temple. His friends flanked him, smirking at how easy this was going to be. They expected fear, maybe pleading. Instead, the old man smiled, a sad, knowing expression that seemed to carry the weight of decades. Then he moved. In less than 3 seconds, Preston was on the floor, his weapon dismantled in pieces around him. The other 2 cadets froze as the colonel stood from his wheelchair, which they now realized was just a prop, just part of the morning routine for a man whose legs worked perfectly fine. His movements were fluid, economical, the muscle memory of 1,000 battles flowing through aging joints that somehow remembered everything. But he didn't hurt them. He could have, easily. Instead, he helped Preston to his feet, dusted off the young man's uniform, and gestured for them all to sit. His voice, when he finally spoke, was gentle. He told them about Kisan, about nights when the enemy was so close he could hear them breathing. He spoke of the 19-year-old private who'd thrown himself on a grenade to save his squad, a kid who'd never even kissed a girl. Now pause for just a moment. If you're feeling something stirring inside you right now, if this story is making you think differently about strength and wisdom, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps more people discover these powerful stories. And trust me, you'll want to keep watching because what the colonel says next will stay with you forever. He described holding his best friend as life drained from a wound no medic could fix, whispering promises to visit a family he'd never met. The cadets sat transfixed as the colonel explained that the gun against his head that morning wasn't the first, wasn't even the 10th. He'd been captured twice, tortured once, left for dead in a jungle where the darkness swallowed hope whole. He'd learned that real strength wasn't about dominating others or proving superiority. It was about protecting those who couldn't protect themselves, about choosing mercy when violence would be easier, about carrying impossible burdens so others wouldn't have to. Preston's hands were shaking now, not from fear but from something deeper, something that felt like shame and revelation mixed together. He asked why the colonel hadn't reported them, hadn't made them look like fools in front of their superiors. The old Marine's answer was simple, because they were young, and the young deserved chances to learn, to grow, to become better than their mistakes. The exercise was supposed to last 15 minutes. They stayed for 3 hours. When the cadets finally left, they weren't the same men who'd entered. Preston would go on to become a decorated officer known for his compassion and wisdom. He'd keep a photo of Colonel McAllister on his desk for his entire career, a reminder that true courage isn't found in intimidation or bravado. The colonel returned to his wheelchair, rolled back to the window, and watched the sun climb higher. He thought about all the young soldiers he'd trained, all the lessons learned the hard way, all the second chances that had shaped better tomorrows. His hands, weathered and worn, had held weapons and wounds, had dealt death and delivered mercy. They trembled slightly now, not from age but from the weight of memory, from the knowledge that every choice to teach rather than punish planted seeds of hope in a world that desperately needed them. You know, stories like Colonel McAllister's remind us that real heroes don't just win battles. They transform lives through wisdom and mercy. If this story moved you, if it made you see strength in a new light, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe to this channel. We share these powerful, heartfelt stories because the world needs more reminders of what true courage looks like. Hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you never miss a story that could change the way you see the world. And please share this with someone who needs to hear it today. Sometimes the most powerful weapon we have is choosing kindness when we could choose anything else. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next story.